Top 10 Spotify Artists. When it comes to music, there's a common saying, no music, no life. So here's a hefty dose of the best musical artists ranked on Spotify, rated as they have the most listeners in 2021 so far. Number 10. Doja Cat with 55.54 million monthly listeners. Doja Cat has managed to solidify her name in the music scene, especially with hits like Say So and Juicy. Since her teenage years, she has proven her fearless and insane talent despite almost being a victim of cancel culture for using the N-word when she was a teenager. But she has South African lineage, so doesn't that give her the privilege card to use that word according to the progressives? I know, it's confusing. Nonetheless, Doja Cat is no stranger to controversy, and that's totally apparent in witty lyrics. So hopefully the listener isn't of the sensitive type. After the backlash of the dreaded cancel culture, Doja had to rebuild her image, and now she's back on top of the world. The US rapper with African lineage made it onto the prestigious 2020 Forbes Under 30 list in North America, and she earned the honor due to her huge success of her 2019 album, Hot Pink, which prompted Forbes to go as far as calling Doja one of the top breakout stars of 2020. Number 9. DaBaby with 55.66 million monthly listeners. He might be number 9 on the list, but he suffered through heavy criticism from the woke crowd, as at the Rolling Loud Music Festival in Miami, he made false and insulting comments about gay men and HIV, and spoke crudely about women as well. His comments were widely condemned as homophobic, though the majority of his fans were upset about the ordeal at all. Other big names in the music industry backed up DaBaby. Even T.I. was bold enough to say, if you're gonna have the Lil Nas X video and him living his truth, you're gonna damn sure have people like DaBaby who gonna speak the truth. Ain't nothing wrong with none of it. It ain't gotta be no hate. It's all honesty. Everybody living in their truth. And with that said, DaBaby beat the whims of cancel culture as homosexuals and women together still support him to this day and allow him to be number 9 on the list. Number 8. Ed Sheeran with 55.67 million monthly listeners. Aside from being number 8 on the list, it seems Ed Sheeran will extend his reign over the UK singles charts, and he might do it with another grand hit to the billboards, which will maintain his reign not only in the United Kingdom, but the world. Sheeran's latest Shivers gets away to a fast start to lead the First Look chart, which ranks releases based on the weekend's sales and streaming activity. I wanna be that guy. I wanna kiss you right. Shivers debuts at number 1 and opens up a lead of 10,000 chart sales over the number 2 track, Bad Habits, which has logged 11 consecutive weeks at number 1. Both tracks will appear on the English singer and songwriter's forthcoming solo album, Equals, which is due for release towards the end of October. Number 7. Bruno Mars, with 55.76 million monthly listeners. His real name is Peter Jean Bayot Hernandez, but his father began calling him Bruno after the professional wrestler Bruno Sammartino, because like the wrestler Bruno Mars was also confident, independent, and strong-willed, even as a child. Although he wasn't exactly skilled at wrestling, he was a childhood entertainer who started off as an Elvis impersonator at the age of 4. And since then, he was learned the musician ways and mastered playing the drums, keyboard, bass, and guitar. As for his dancing skills, we have Michael Jackson, who inspired Bruno Mars. His last name Mars was chosen because girls used to say he was out of this world, and we've all heard that women are Venus and men are from Mars. Number 6. J Balvin with 56.19 million monthly listeners. He was born in Colombia, then moved to the United States with his best friend at the age of 17, where he learned how to speak English. But 3 years prior to that, he was already making music. His genre of music is classified as reggaeton or Latin pop, and he was an independent artist for 8 years and acted as his own manager before he got signed by a label. Perhaps one of his greatest songs is Ay Vamos, which hit number 1 on Billboard's Hot Latin Songs chart. And a remix was created by French Montana and Nicky Jam, which was featured on the soundtrack for Furious 7. This hit accumulated over 1 billion total views on YouTube, with over 1 billion of those total views belonging solely to the official video for Ay Vamos. Since then, J Balvin has been featured on tracks with Ariana Grande, Maroon 5, and Robin Thicke. Willie Williams and he had the honor of going on tour with Pitbull and Enrique Iglesias. Number 5. Olivia Rodrigo with 60.55 million monthly listeners.
Guilty eyes and little white lies, yeah.
Chart topper Olivia Rodrigo spent a 4th week at the top of the UK singles chart earlier this year. In doing so, it became one of the most successful debut singles of all time and has broken the record for the most streams in one day. If you love musicals, then you'll surely remember Olivia from her role as Nini in the Disney Plus program High School Musical: The Series. At the age of 13, she was cast in the Disney sitcom Bizaardvark and then was chosen to play Nini in the Disney Plus show High School Musical: The Musical last year. She's a Filipina-American born in 2003 to an American mother and a Filipino-American father. And now, Olivia follows the likes of Britney Spears and Selena Gomez as a Disney graduate. Number 4. Ariana Grande with 62.5 million monthly listeners.
Deposits, my gloss is chopping.
Ariana Grande, with her name inspired by Princess Oriana from Felix the Cat, has won 173 awards throughout her career. Her debut album, Yours Truly, was released in 2013 and debuted at number 1 on the US Billboard 200 chart. The album then went on to spawn 3 singles, The Way, Baby I, and Right Here, all of which reached the Hot 100. Ariana Grande is the first artist in Billboard Hot 100 to debut all of her lead singles from 5 different albums in the top 10. In 2017, Grande was named one of Time's 100 most influential people in the world. And as of January 2019, she won 108 awards from 220 nominations. But under her amazing musical accolades, Ariana Grande is a kid at heart. She loves the board game Monopoly so much that the owners of the game released an Ariana Grande playing piece, and she's known to be an avid dog lover as she has 9 of them. Number 3. Dua Lipa with 68.52 million monthly listeners. British pop queen Dua Lipa was born to Albanian parents from Kosovo and moved to London in 2008 for good. And it might come as a shock to many, but Dua Lipa isn't just a stage name. Dua Lipa, pronounced Dur Liper. It actually means love in Albanian. Her musical talents probably came from her father, as he's also a singer and music event organizer, as he is the founder of a festival called Sunny Hill Festival in Kosovo. He always had faith that she would be a great singer, but Dua Lipa's childhood choir teacher told her that she couldn't sing. It hasn't been confirmed if the teacher was being honest or just using reverse psychology to compel Dua Lipa to fully reach her potential. Number 2. The Weeknd, with 69.75 million monthly listeners.
I've been on my own for long enough. Maybe you can show.
Before hitting the top of the charts with such hits as Starboy, Can't Feel My Face, and Blinding Lights, Abel Makonnen Tesfaye, better known as The Weeknd, had to work his way up from the bottom. Music was very direct therapy. It was immediate and people liked it. It definitely saved my life. 5 studio albums, 4 number 1 Billboard hits, and 3 Grammys later, The Weeknd is now among the top-selling artists worldwide. Number 1. Justin Bieber, with 71.8 million monthly listeners.
I know you crossed the bridge that I can't follow.
Justin Bieber hits #1 on the list, and to spare you some time, you could simply head to Spotify and grab yourself a copy of the Best Compilation, which is an hour and 20 minutes of your favorite Justin Bieber songs, including the Despacito remix and a collage of collaborations with some of your favorite artists of modern times. Which of these artists listed here are your absolute favorites? And which tracks do you think are the all-time best? Like your favorite artists, don't be shy and express yourself in the comment section below.